Charlotte from the Wavy Hair Method here. I am going to talk about hair type today as requested to go in my group. You will see in featured posts in my group the before and after of what your hair could look like if you have wavy hair. So it can be quite unruly and frizzy, and you want to straighten it every day, but even when you straighten it, it still tries to go back to the way it was before. If you wear a hairband in your hair, it will leave a line around so it might look like you've got a bump here, so it can look like you've got straight hair, but it does weird things. So I use the Lois system, which is L kinky, O curly, I straight, and S wavy. And some people can get a little confused over whether they have curly hair or whether they have wavy hair. With curly hair, you won't need to use stylers. If you don't want to, you can just leave it, and the pattern doesn't change. It will stay the same if you lay on it. Whereas with wavy hair, we can flatten our hair quite easily, and what we want to do is we want our hair to spring up. And curly hair, some of them may want to elongate their hair, so that's the main difference. And something I want to talk about is curling at the root. Now, people can have waves at the root, and even tighter wave patterns at the root, but the difference is that the curls are much thinner, and you will still want to be giving them definition through products. So how we treat curly hair and how we treat wavy hair needs to be completely different. So let's now talk about the thickness of each strand. If you take your hair and roll it between your fingers, if you know it's there and it feels quite thick, then you have coarse hair. If you can't feel it at all, then you have fine hair. And if you can feel something's there, then you have medium strands. The next important thing is porosity, which is how long your hair takes to get wet in the shower. You don't want to be putting it in a cup. You don't want to be knowing how long it takes to dry. It's just how long it takes to get wet. This is the main thing you need to know to help you work out what your hair needs. So if your hair gets soaking wet and heavy really quickly, that's high porosity. Your hair will just drink up anything you put on it. If your hair is taking a little bit of time to get heavy, so it gets wet, you can feel it getting wet, but it's not heavy really quickly, then that's medium. And if your hair is almost waterproof, rebounding the water, that's low porosity. With low porosity, a lot of children have low porosity. You can take a jug and tip it onto their hair, and you can watch it just sort of bounce off their hair. It'll get a little bit wet, but you can run your fingers through and it's still dry. So you just keep tipping the jug on, trying to get it wet, and you need to squeeze the water in. So that's low porosity. And then lastly, we're talking about how thick our general hair is. Obviously, you'll know whether you've got lots of hair. That's having a thick amount of hair. And you'll know if you have fine hair, because you'll be wanting volume products. And if you've got medium hair, then you're just in between, and you might want to be looking for volume, or you might not like the volume. But that doesn't really matter too much. The main things that we need to know our porosity and how thick each strand is, and whether we're wavy. So do check featured posts, because you can see if you're thinking, do I have wavy hair, shall I give this a go? Featured posts will help you visualize that. Thank you.